Hi Sagittarius, this is your horoscope for 2017 with me, Lada from astrolada.com and Marina from astrolada.com. Hi Marina.
Hi Lada, hi everyone.
Get excited, this is Sagittarius. We always have to speak positive for them on a high-pitch, excitable note.
Well, we will see how positive it is, yeah.
That's a threat?
I'm a Capricorn.
Okay. Oh, you red blank. You're raining on our parade here. So this is for everyone who has their ascendant or sun or moon in Sagittarius. I know that everyone tends to check their sun sign only, but if you know your time of birth, do find your ascendant sign and also check the transits and the influences of your ascendant sign, because the ascendant sign is the connection is the physical body and what your path in life and what tangibly happens on your path of life as well. And in India, for example, they would only check their moon sign prediction, you know, because the moon is the, according to Indians, astrology is the ego consciousness. So I kind of look at them from ascendant, sun, or moon. But anyway, if you happen to have Sagittarius, this is your prediction for the year 2017. And before I start, I just want to hopefully promote to you something. It's like trying to sell fridges to the people in the North Node and the North Pole, because Sagittarius are the best promoters ever, but I'll try to upsell you here. Marina has an amazing calendar for 2017 that's coming, which uses ancient Babylonian and Egyptian astrology techniques of observing the actual movements of the planets when they're visible, when the stars and planets become visible or not, and what activities are best for which parts of the year, which parts of the week. She looks at all the eclipses there, all the full and new moons, all the important transits. It's a calendar that doesn't exist anywhere else because it uses ancient methods, which is called heliacal risings. They're being more and more discovered and text about those in the last 10-15 years. And we're going back to the ancient practices when astrologers could predict really specific things. We've lost it a little bit with our psychological astrology in the last 100 years, but Marina is one of the few astrologers in the world who uses those techniques, and she's compiling a calendar for you. If you get it by the 1st of December, you get it for $20 only. After that, it becomes $30. And it's going to be ready on the 1st of December. And also Marina is making a webinar on the 18th of December. You don't have to be present. But you know, if you want to ask questions, you can be present on the 18th of webinar, which is a webinar about 2017, how it's going to personally affect you according to the moon. It's going to be a webinar on the moon, on all the full and new moons, the aspects of each full and new moons. New moons indicate new beginnings. Full moons indicate the results of your actions. So where you can expect what results, which parts of the year, when you can start new beginnings, which part of the year. That's the webinar she'll have on the 18th, so please do join her. I'll be also present because she'll be, I'm looking forward to that webinar. She has always very interesting take and very ancient and also modern, but she studied the Russian school of astrology, which is not very popular in the West, so she has very different and unique and very precise predictions, to be honest. So yeah, join us. But anyway, let's go to Sagittarius for 2017. How is it looking for them? Shall we start with the bad news or with the good news?
Well, I think that here we should start with Saturn, because it's really the most important for Sagittarius. And we are joking, but really it's time to be more serious, because Sagittarius are related with, they like to be more optimistic, they like to think about the future, they like to be very, you know, open-minded, but sometimes not so realistic, not so grounded, not so materially oriented. And Saturn is in their own house, in their own sign during the past 1.5 years almost, and will be during the whole 2017.
Maybe
so this process
felt it already.
Yeah, has already started.
Sagittarius maybe felt it 2016 or part of 2015. The later born Sagittarius will feel it now 2017. those Sagittarius that are born in the last 10 days of Sagittarius, which means if you are born from basically around the 13th of December till the 22nd, 23rd of December, or if you have your ascendant or moon from 20, 21 till 30 degrees in Sagittarius. You'll feel...
Actually, yeah, the most important degrees are from 21 to 27, because Saturn will go 3 days because of the retrograde movement. So these people who has their ascendant sun or moon in these degrees will feel this influence in the strongest way.
Yeah,
because it will happen for 3 times.
And the other ones, they have felt it already, most of the other Sagittarius. So it kind of, now Saturn will continue with those things, but it's not going to be as intense as in 2016 it was for many Sagittarius. So even 2015, the very early born Sagittarius.
Yeah, but because there are some degrees where Saturn goes only once, but in some degrees it will cross 3 times. So it depends where exactly is your sun, and you should know the exact degree, because it can have a stronger influence for you if your sun or ascendant is between 21 degrees and 27.
Yeah, it means if you're born from around the 12th of December to around the 19th, 20th, the latest of December.
Yeah,
you will feel it. And I can give you an example how Saturn makes us mature and grow up. I had the Sagittarius who had Saturn transit her sun in 2016 now, and she's always worked for a company. She started her own business, and actually, it's a lot of hard work. She has to work twice as much and twice as hard, but she was able to start a new beginning, to be honest, with something that she always wanted to do. And Saturn is about putting hard efforts, working very hard, but it can manifest, it can be a very productive time if you're not afraid of responsibilities, if you're not afraid of, taking it. And it's always connected to a lot of fear. She said, this was the scariest things I had to do, starting my own business with Saturn transiting her 10th house, because Saturn has a lot of vibration. It's connected to doubting yourself when it transits the sun or the ascendant or the moon, connected to, is it gonna work? I'm not good enough. Am I good enough? And because there are also more kind of complications, and and having to take more responsibility is always a bit of a daunting task, and it's fearful. But she says that's the most. I'm so glad I did it. It's a lot of hard work, but I love it, and this is what I'm meant to do. Especially people who know what they want to do. Saturn transits can help them put the foundations and the structures of what they want to do. But people who are not certain what they want to do, this can be a bit of a more daunting time. When you kind of feel a bit blocked, when you feel uninspired, the vibration lowers down. If you're inclined to depression, it might come to the surface. And depression comes when there isn't a focus forward into the future, usually when there isn't meaning in a person's life. So it might be a stagnation. Also, if you're not in a career which you've put your heart into, if you're not in a career that you're really into, Saturn can remove that career from you. Saturn can make you change jobs, or can make you get, for example, redundant. And because Saturn tests our perseverance and dedication, and when it transits the sun or the ascendant, it tends to give new beginnings, but also remove the things from the past that were not really dedicated and we haven't done a great job on. So we're kind of half-heartedly there, just trying to hang on to something just because we're used to it, just because we're used to the security. But when Saturn transits the ascendant or sun, or sometimes the moon as well, it can remove those securities if the thing that you're trying to hang on to is no longer productive in your life. How would you?
Yeah, and also, Saturn can change your philosophy, because Sagittarius is related with this area of our life, how we look on things, what are our beliefs. Our belief system is related with Sagittarius. So now Saturn can test this area of your life. You may stop believing in things which are not so realistic, and you need to be more serious, more grounded in your expectations.
Yeah, realistic approach and down-to-earth approach. No crazy. Saturn wants you to take the long and hard path rather than like no get rich quick schemes. No, if you're hoping to jump from here in the social ladder to here, it's not going to happen when Saturn is around. Saturn wants you to work hard to start from the bottom, to start scrubbing those toilets, you know. I mean, metaphorically speaking.
But the unrealistic optimism should be, you know, Saturn will take care of it. It's not going to work for you anymore.
Unrealistic. It's like a reality check, basically, guys. And it's like growing up and saying, okay, now it's maturation process. I'm required to take certain responsibilities and duties. And often you don't have, when Saturn is around, time for the things that you want to do, for the things that you like, whatever pleasures or fun. You often have to put efforts, or the universe or the circumstances force you to put efforts towards some kind of a goal, towards some kind of a something that service of some sort, work of some sort, which might not be the most enjoyable because no one likes hard work, you know. No one likes overcoming and getting more responsibilities and duties, but you're building amazing foundation if you're responsible, if you work hard. And after that, when you look back at that time when Saturn was transiting your sun or ascendant or moon, you'll say, you know, it was hard work, but I'm so grateful because this is when I started building the foundations, and this is what gave me, this is when I matured and became serious, and when I took life into my hands. And actually, you do have a dose of personal responsibility falls into your lap, basically. And you're the one who can control events because Saturn is in your sign. But just, you can control them if you put personal efforts, if you take basically personal responsibilities rather than sitting around and waiting for something to change. Otherwise, you can get depressed. When Saturn transits Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, and you're not taking personal responsibilities and taking new, more responsible paths, more mature, if you're not restricting and disciplining yourself in some way, the universe will do it to you from the outside, or it can just make things kind of depressing when you don't have anything to put your energy into, or to put your serious state of mind. And often when Saturn transits the Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, new beginnings happen of many sorts, you know. That's like a labor, like giving birth to a baby. It's called labor, being in labor. And I always compare Saturn transiting one of those, you know, your sign as you being in labor. And it's like, oh, you have to push hard, and it's the hardest labor you have to do. But then it's this beautiful baby that comes, and it's going to torture you for 18 years and give you joy.
Yeah, but actually Sagittarius are really lucky, and here in this situation their luck is supporting them because Jupiter is making sextile with Saturn, and on the other hand Uranus is making trine to Saturn from their 5th house, so there is really support, and Saturn can show the best face, you know, the best side of Saturn.
They're actually the luckiest Sagittarius, the last batch of Sagittarius, because Saturn in 2017 gets a lot of support from Jupiter and Uranus. How are they going to get this support? Where is it going to come from?
Well, Uranus in 5th house can be related with some kind of inspiration. So all these new beginnings which are related with Saturn in 1st house actually can be something which Sagittarius can put their heart in. They can be really inspired. It can be even something pleasant for them. Even in this situation, Saturn may not be related only with responsibilities and obligations, but it can also be more like things that they really want to do. They enjoy, they feel inspired to do.
Like a passion or a hobby that they can turn into business, for example, into long-lasting new beginning. Or
there's a lot of creative energy actually coming for them, because Uranus in 5th house can be related with some kind of sudden inspirations and desires to make changes. And these changes should be very stable and long-lasting.
Exactly, because Saturn helps it. And you have to make the efforts yourself. Saturn is in your first house. If some inspiration comes, if you're just sitting there, it's not going to work. But if you put the efforts, it can be a long-lasting, like a business idea you fulfill, a creative idea that you fulfill, and it's going to have long results. And also, it can be a love affair, also a dating, a love relationships in some way that helps you start this new beginning in your life, or that with you changing now and becoming more mature and more responsible and more grounded, more realistic, it can attract into your life some new sudden love opportunity. Uranus in the 5th house, which is excitable. This is where the fire will be coming from in your life as well. Or a new idea. You know what makes us alive? This is the 5th house. Whether you're in love or whether you are fired up by a new idea and excited, this is the 5th house, And some of it might be even giving birth, because the first house is, as I said, the physical body, carrying a burden, Saturn, labor, first house. And the 5th house is creativity, creating children. It rules children. So if you want to get pregnant, it might be a good time for you, Sagittarius now. Sagittarius sun or moon or ascendant. But yeah, some love affair that can be lasting, long-term as well. Creative projects that you can put your heart into and work hard and turn into a stable foundation for many years.
And something visible for others, not only because sometimes Uranus is related with ideas which are great, very innovative, but it's not clear if you can really put them in the reality. But Saturn can support you actually to materialize all these ideas, not just to be, something that you see in your mind, but it's not realistic, and especially for others.
Wonderful. And you're willing to work hard now and to take responsibility naturally. You've probably noticed it, guys. If you're Sagittarius, you've noticed it in the last 1 year or a bit more, you've been getting more and more serious. You've been getting, more and more responsible. In the worst case scenario, if you're assholes, Saturn gives you what you deserve.
Yeah, but actually this year is more positive because during 2016, we had Neptune making square with Saturn, and this was a very difficult aspect. Saturn and Neptune are not in harmony with each other, especially the difficult aspect.
And Jupiter and the nodes, there was like a grand cross with Saturn and Sagittarius. So for Sagittarius, 2016 was a bit of a bitch of a year. Some reality checks, reality slaps, more, it was harder, some miscalculated attempts that probably didn't reach to anything, because Neptune brings illusions and not judging properly circumstances and situations. But now, Sagittarius, it's so much better. You still have to work hard, but you're kind of supported by wisdom of Jupiter. You're supported by the insight and long-term insight of Jupiter as well, and by the inspiration of Uranus. And support comes from those 5th house that we talked about. And from Jupiter. Where is this support coming from?
Jupiter is in their 11th house in Libra until the middle of October, which means that the area of their social life is very active, which means that it's the time to communicate with more people. It's the time to also 11th house is related with the results from your career, especially the financial results. It's the 2nd house from 10th house. So this is a time to achieve visible results. And they can be related also with your finances, with receiving some kind of support, or just to have more luck in this area of your life. And Jupiter is making opposition with Uranus, and this opposition is between 11th house and 5th house. And this axis is also related, as you said, with love affairs, with feeling more inspired. So this is socially... this aspect is activating actually the area of their social appearances, social contacts. And until October, they should really try to communicate with more people to establish some kind of relationships. They can be some kind of business contacts because Saturn is making sextile with Jupiter. And all of these things can lead to something visible and really some more material. with some kind. It's also Jupiter in the 11th house can be related with some kind of cause that you are fighting for. So now you can really put your efforts in it, and they can be supported.
So yeah, the year 2017 is about material manifestations for you, Sagittarius, and there'll be a lot of support coming, a lot of inspiration, even some kind of a falling in love or something that makes you feel like you're in love with the world again. And support that comes to you through benefactors, which is the 11th house Jupiter, through friends or people that believe in you, or from joining groups or organizations with like-minded ideas like yours. They can become a source of help and growth for you to establish new beginnings in your life and to establish new new beginnings in your life and new foundations in your life. But yeah, support comes through others. Jupiter in the 11th house in a powerful way. Gains. I've seen when Jupiter transits the 11th house, for example, someone can get titles and honors because this is the rewards for hard work done. Because the 11th house is the second, which means results or payment, from the 10th, which is your career, your actions. So you might get, for example, a bonus at work or when Jupiter is in your 11th house. So you might get some recognition like a PhD or a title of some sort or some kind of award for some well-done job. So Jupiter in the 11th house can be very rewarding and very gainful. In ancient astrology, in medieval Renaissance astrology, Jupiter is considered to feel happiest in the 11th house. It says that the 11th house is the joy of Jupiter, the house of joy of Jupiter, because people receive rewards, awards, also financial increase of some sort during that period, recognition of some sort as well.
Yeah, 11th house is also related with our dreams. So Jupiter can help you actually to have a dream which will come true, especially if it's something realistic and materially oriented. Because of Saturn, you may have a dream which will come true.
Exactly.
Very supportive.
And it's allowing new beginnings now. So you see, Sagittarius is not so bad. 2016 wasn't so good. But 2017 and those Sagittarius born in the last 10 days, sun, moon, or ascendant, last 10 degrees, they kind of have it, they're going to have it easier and they're going to have more support. Well, Saturn is never fully easy, but definitely their actions are not going to be so, that there's going to be support coming from the universe. And I would say for all Sagittarius overall, because Saturn is still in your sign. And we have another big thing. Venus is going retrograde.
Yes, Venus is retrograde in Aries from the 4th of March until the 15th of April.
A month and a half, approximately. Yes,
spring. Around 40 days. Venus is retrograde in their 5th house, which means that might be a very interesting period for their love life. There can be an old love coming back. In many cases, I have seen when Venus is retrograde that old partners can come in your life again, for all of the signs, really. But especially when Venus is related with your 5th house or 7th house, it's almost like 100% sure. So that's the time to call an old partner, for example, if you have thought about someone and you really hesitate. This is the time to try to restart your relationship or just to get in touch with the other person. Or, of course, someone else can get in touch with you, may try to reconnect you. And this is a positive transit to reevaluate your previous relationships, your love affairs. Also, for some kind of creative projects, this can be a very positive time to restart them, especially if for some reason they haven't been successful, you have postponed them. Now is the time when you can restart all these projects.
Some creative project, something that you really enjoy, that you haven't done for a while. You can come back to it, some hobby, some sport that you gain sense of joy and excitement from. Or what else is something with children?
Yeah, and actually Venus is making trine with Sagittarius. Aries and Sagittarius are in trine, which means that there is a harmony, and Sagittarius can see the more positive face of this transit. Venus is actually a very positive planet and it can harm anyone, but for Sagittarius this can be really a more productive and positive transit.
Yeah, so the spring actually, well, other people are reevaluating you will be as well, but you can benefit more and enjoy it more, and you have more enjoyable activities overall. Venus in fifth house. Venus loves to be in the fifth house. It says to be in enjoy again there. So amusement and things that make you happy in the spring become more of a priority as well in your life. Love life becomes a priority. And children, fifth house rules children. Your children they might be going through a phase in their life of changes, that might require a bit more your attention, but it seems to be positive as a result after that, whatever changes are happening in their life. With Venus, they're receiving support. And also we have the nodes changing signs, Sagittarius. The south and north node of the moon from May 2017 to the end of 2018, so for a year and a half, so all 18 months basically, it's going to be in, the north node is going into your ninth house. And the north node is the point of gains, where we can manifest something in a material way. And for example, you can get university degree, or you can get accepted to a good MBA, or you can decide to pre-qualify in some way with higher education. Or if you're trying to gain access to foreign countries, Rahu can materialize that now after May onwards. It may give you documents or whatever you need. Can increase the travels in your life as well. You can be traveling more to foreign countries, expanding your connections with people that are from different cultures, from different social classes as well. How have you seen this work out?
I have seen mainly ninth house is related with our education. So for Sagittarius, actually, I think that this year, this will be the main focus for them, because Saturn is in their own sign, which is related with education, and the North Node in ninth house can support that. So it's time for education, but really a serious one, something that is more visible, not so philosophical, unrealistic, more practical knowledge. And also with Uranus in fifth house, it can be related with education in some kind of art area of the knowledge, or something which is more creative oriented. But again, so it can be a creative area, but also more practical. So, yeah. And yeah, this combination is very good for education.
Yeah, and there's the fifth, the ninth, the first house, where there is a grand trine between Saturn, Uranus, and the North Node, especially in the second part of 2017, when the North Node joins this configuration. These are all inspirational houses. These are the first, the ninth, the fifth. These are all like, you act from inspiration, you kind of, and things start, a grand trine is about things aligning and starting to slide, and to help you fulfill goals of yours, to help you fulfill some kind of passion of yours, because you're passionate. Whatever is the fifth, ninth, and first house is something that your heart truly desires, that you're passionate about. That's your dharma, as we call dharma, is the things that bring us real joy and bring us onto the path of what we are meant to do and who we are meant to be, our true identity, our true authentic self. So you get more in touch with that true authentic self and manifest it in some kind of tangible material way as well.
Yeah, and also to realize what you would like to achieve in the future. Sagittarius and ninth house are also very related with this topic. What you would like to achieve in your future, what are your long-term goals? So this is a very positive time.
Yeah, exactly. And how about the South Node in the third house from May onwards, 2017 to the end of 2018? Would it mean like maybe letting go of some friendships, some relationships? That third house is our communication.
Yeah, but also I would say that in this case it's more related with not being so focused in the small details, not paying attention so much on your daily activities, because when we are so focused on third house, it means you're trying to find out what you want, what you would like to do day by day, figuring out the small, and you miss the final goal. You're not focusing your attention on that, and you can miss it. So it's the time to look more in your future in a practical way, in a more realistic way, and not to pay attention so much on the small details.
Yeah. Well, wonderful. So you see, Sagittarius, it's not so bad. If anything, it can be extremely productive year for you.
Yeah. These are the fire houses, actually, first and fifth and ninth house, which means that it's the time to be more active, like a personal activity in all the areas of your life.
Yeah, initiative, action, go forward. Even if Saturn is kind of delaying a little bit things and making you work harder than you normally are used to, the results will be productive, the results will be inspirational, the results will be long lasting as well. So that's the good news, Sagittarius. So 2017 is not such a bitch of a year, if anything.
Yeah, actually very supportive.
Yeah. So, well, thank you so much, Marina. Guys, hope you enjoyed Sagittarius 2017. Check out, again, as I said, the webinar on the 18th of December, where Marina's gonna break down month by month the full and new moons, how they will personally affect you, what activity is the best, and also check out the yearly calendar for 2017, which includes even more information about all the planets, heliacal risings and settings. So it's, hope you're prepared for the whole 2017 and for the big picture, Sagittarius. So thank you so much, Marina.
Thanks, everyone.
Knowledge, information. And next week we continue with the last three signs: Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.